Hello, YouTubers and all those who happen to watch or try to be an attention whore. So, either way, move this mouse out of the way. Little bits of a same shirt from last night. I was sleeping in it. Anyway, alright. I was actually cleaning up my classic second generation, as I think they would call this, or call it in general, of, as you can probably already tell by the bottom half, my PlayStation 1. Now, this of course has one of the parallel EXO things in the back here. Now, I was trying to see what kind of beast I was dealing with, because the first player slot and the second player slot were not working. Now, again, I was not very familiar with the innards of these, because, again, I don't every day go and, repair my consoles quite like that. But, within my luck, it was, I believe, due to one specific reason. And I'll show you guys here this in a second. Which, actually, I might customize the sides of this and make them red, I'm not sure. Because I think I do still have some, cosmetic paint in the basement. And some blue tape, which I can actually cover up any specific spots I don't want red. That's just a little project I'm having in my mind right now, though I'm probably not going to carry through with it because it's just one of those type of things that's kind of like, I kind of like the originality of the console. Unless it's like the console's screwed, then you guys get the picture. So, the giraffe clock decided he wanted to mess with me today, and at the same time enlighten me, I suppose. So he's a very double-edged sword when it comes to his motives. It's like he'll give you fruits of nature, then he'll take them away. So, generally with the PlayStation 1 and this model, it's something of a interesting beast, where it's a lot more contemporary when it comes to computer components. As generally you got a fuse in here, and some hair, apparently, and it's not even mine, it's like gray hair, literally gray hair. And I don't got a single gray hair in my head. I usually check every day, OCD style. So, I'm looking through this through all the components, especially around this area right here, within a sigh of breath, a very fresh breath of air go, whew, like that. And, well, this is generally what I discover. And what it is, what my problem was initially, was this is actually unplugged. Because with this, actually, right here is quite cool. You just go, you just really you can unplug this and swap it out and replace it, which is really good, actually. It saves you a ton of money if you actually have like a spare, board or a spare controller slots nearby from another PlayStation 1, which this one I don't believe needs anything fixed. But just something I wanted to point out for all those folks who are having problems. This one, strangely enough, was actually unplugged. This part was unplugged. I don't know why. It happens, I guess, every once in a while, too. So what you do is you just line it up and plug it in, which is, again, not too difficult. When you hear a slight click, that means it's in. Just make sure it's firmly in there with your finger by pressing it in slightly. I mean, for all the repair gurus are probably chuckling at me right now because I look like a caveman slapping this bitch back together. But it was actually a lot easier than I assumed it was going to be. Actually, I was like, oh geez, I got to do some figure out soldering fast. But no, it's really no soldering. It's actually a quick job. Sony started doing this a lot with their innards of their consoles, apparently, where they would actually make a lot of it easy to swap out for components and all these little doohickey switches. So there you go. It practically just clicks in, and this panel actually comes unscrewed from the sides here, and you can actually remove those. So I'm actually going to test these out right now to see if they work, or see if it works, because there was an issue with the controller slot. And if it's not that, then I will be one happy bunny. So we're going to go ahead, and you guys can see me in my shorts in all its glory, with that mess of cords right there. So Alright, gonna keep this unscrewed for now. And the main reason why I was messing around with this other console, because you can see I already have one sitting right up there at the moment. And that one works fantastic, it works fine. The reason I was messing with this one is because I had a smart cartridge I got from Creeboy, aka Big Daddy Darth. And the reason why is this allows you to play imports. If you obviously, flick the switch up, helps you play it. It's really essential and useful. As well as you can cheat on it too with this serials port. But I don't really like to cheat that much on my games unless I beat them completely 100% accurately. Then you guys get the picture. So, alright. As I trip and fall over myself, we're going to test out and see if this works. Because this is something I just spontaneously just did. Yes, my cabs are amazing. No, okay. So, I'm gonna plug this in. I'm gonna find the other cord, which will take a weekend holiday. It's right here. I was messing with this last night before I got tired and went to bed. Thinking to myself, why the hell aren't these cords working? And is even the right cord? It is. What am I smoking? So, okay. Put a game in here or on the TV. Generally what we're aiming for is just to make sure that we're using this bad boy right here. What we're aiming for is that the controllers work. Now before we even bother to plug this in, I think to my PlayStation controller go. Now that's going to be fun. I was just using it a moment ago. It's going to be the most enlightening video ever. Oh, it's right there. See, it's always on my foot. Because I put it down and I have this ADD moment where I forget. So, alright. Which I'm going to actually use the box that Danny gave me, and I'm actually going to put all the extra cords I'm not using inside that box because it would actually be a lot essential. That is a nice sized box. I can put things on top of it. So, recycling is good. So, alright, I'm going to test out this right here. And what I'm aiming for is that it works. If it doesn't, I can try to find a donor card slot. There we go. Works pretty damn good. So now, what we need to do is because again, the whole premise of why I took liberty to even bothering with this unit is I wanted to import Japanese games and European games to the original PlayStation, which there's a lot of cheap variants of the American ports. Oops. Of put that like that. But there you have it. if you guys are having issues with your controller, it's really a quick and easy, as Taz falls over, it's really a quick and easy job to do this. I was quite surprised, because again, there's usually no harm, period, to, some coffee left, which is good. There's no harm in looking at videos on how to do this as part of what you're doing right now, or you're just watching this because you're a general viewer for my channel, and as well as a buddy of mine, so big thank you to that. And the effort of actually opening up this is not too hard. It's only 6 of these screws, which I'm still recycling a sandwich bag. Again, you just cannot pass up a free sandwich bag that's not been used. And it's just these type of screws. It's a really easy job, not anything difficult. And you just use a Phillips screwdriver to, or whatever the fancy name is for the screwdriver, you just use a screwdriver about that big. And you put these together. I'm the oxymoron of repair jobs, by the way. Don't ever usually listen to me when it comes to certain things. But past that, this is only the issue I've been having was the controller slot wasn't working. This kind of happened when I actually had this, or I bought this for like $10 at a yard or a garage kind of sale kind of thing. It was a yard sale or kind of flea market thing, and pretty cool place. It was actually quite nifty. It was that vintage, scary, ugly looking. It looked like an old abandoned warehouse kind of thing, and it was nifty to go through. They usually open all day, every day. They have like a vendors in there. Like you have one section which has these kids. Yoshi looks like he's pissed off, and probably is because he wants this video to end. However, they have these vendors in there who are kind of like, they know what the prices are of some of these games, or they don't, because some of the sports titles are like freaking $10. They're not even worth that much. So again, it was like a checks and balances. I mean, I think there was a Warcraft PlayStation game in there, I don't remember, but it was interesting. I was actually tempted to grabbing it because, you know, I enjoy Warcraft, I just don't like World of Warcraft. I prefer the strategy games out of the series. And I was kind of disappointed when they did not come out with that adventure game for Warcraft. See, you can't even help it anymore with that name. Like, you always say World of Warcraft because it's always commonly spoken. And it's like, I don't necessarily care about the World of Warcraft games. You know, call me an asshole if you want, or an imperialist, whatever you want to call me redcoat. Say that redcoats are coming, I don't know, touch my nipples, stroke my ass, I don't know. But I was just never into that kind of content. I mean, I played through the vanilla and content slightly past that, but I was truly not into it. So, I don't know, maybe I'm just old-fashioned or something of that nature, but I just don't care for it too much. But the main reason why, again, was this. Goes right into the parallel port. It goes, boom. And there you go. Now you can play Japanese and European PlayStation titles on this beast. Oh god, this looked really sick with some red on here, on the sides. But, and yes, the game was still inside here. Dangerous! Revolutionary! Anyway, I'm gonna get back to playing some Final Fantasy IX and enjoying myself, so take it easy. Thank you guys so much for watching, and take care. Wrong mouse.